Today I am doing a video on Piri Reis, the world map that was discovered in 1929, and it is dated 1513. The Piri Reis map, Piri Reis was born approximately 1465 through 1470 and died in 1553. He was a sailor and a cartographer. So this map was discovered in 1929, dated 1513, and it depicts Antarctica with no ice and an ancient advanced seafaring civilization. Okay, Antarctica at this time is known as our South Pole, and it is 98% covered in ice and areas where it's 2 and 3 miles deep. And it was discovered supposedly in 1818, but this 1513 does give us some pause, okay? Several hundred years later. And in that, it was connected in a previous time that Antarctica, it could have been connected to South America, and it shows that it was tropical in nature. Now, what's interesting is they have in fact taken pollen and found artifacts that suggest that there were tropical plants, and there were mammals of various types frozen in place. So the question is, did we have a tectonic plate shift? Well, I kind of have some troubles with the dates, and I've listened to various explanations of this, and it's hard to say, because there are some things that work, and there are some things about it that don't work. So, I'm just going to say I want to keep an open mind no matter what, because this is an interesting reality. Is our timeline literal, or is it circular? I don't know, but this strikes me as this man came in contact with some information that even in our current status we don't understand. So let's just say that. I don't want to mislead anybody. In 1961, Captain Lorenzo Burroughs of the U.S. Air Force from a cartographic division noted the accuracy of the 1513 map, and he questioned how could they have done that. There was no survey equipment that he was aware of. Okay, so we are maybe talking about an advanced information way before its time. So but this map exists, this Piri Reis map. Okay. And one of the questions that I have, and it kind of leads back to another philosopher, and I'm not probably pronouncing his name right, Hafgood. Did we have a plate shift and a mistaken history? Okay, did Antarctica break away from South America and thus create the South Pole? Well, it's all really kind of interesting. What happened? Okay, what we know is that we have advanced civilizations much earlier than what we can properly account for. And I think my question is this technology, or whatever it is, could it be a parallel timeline? Yeah, sure it could. Could there be parallel dimensions, and Piri Reis was able to access a parallel dimension? I'm open to the possibilities. But why am I bothering with this? Well, I just don't think we understand our history very well, and I'm just willing to question what I think is maybe questionable. And the 1513 map being discovered in 1929 is questionable at best. Currently, Antarctica and an area of the Doomsday Glacier, or Thwaites Glacier, last week a chunk the size of New York State broke away from the Thwaites, whatever, glacier, the Doomsday Glacier. Okay, and I've previously done a video on this glacier. So what I'm doing today is I'm just kind of exploring the possibilities that we don't understand our history, and that maybe it is time to start questioning what we know and why we think we know it. Okay, so in view of the fact that this glacier is in fact breaking down right now, the Doomsday Glacier, where does that leave us? What is that? Where are we really? Where are we? And so I'm going to ask the Dreams of Gaia Tarot about this glacier calving and its relation to Antarctica and really what we know or don't know about the Antarctica. And in addition to that, I am going to connect up. So this video will be longer than it really is. I am going to connect up the Thwaites Glacier video at the end of this so that it'll just continue on and go into that as well, because it is relevant. So I am going to put the GoPro down, and I am going to select 5 cards. Okay, so I switched up to the Crow Tarot. The Gaia Tarot just really wasn't, wasn't getting a read I could relate to, so I just decided the read was more for me personally than it was for the collective, so that is okay. Spirit wanted me to hear something, so I heard Spirit loud and clear. All right, so, and you know what's interesting is we've been going through this massive stellium, and boy, oh boy, has it really had an effect on me. And the full moon last night, I was just kind of, it was bothering me, so just to say the least. So Spirit had something to say to me, and it was just something I had to keep to myself. So we've moved over to the Crow, and here we are, and I'm always grateful that Spirit wants to communicate with me. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to ask the cards, and so let's clear this deck. We're going to ask about the glacier falling apart. That's one question, and so we're going to just go ahead and select 5 cards for this question about the glacier falling apart, and then we'll ask another question about the Piri Reis net. Sorry about moving my camera. As you all know, I'm not a videographer, and I'm probably, by the time I'm done, I will be, but you know, the learning curve is, wow, what a deal. Okay, so we've got the 7 of Wands, okay? There's a lot of action going on, and the first question is about the glacier. What's going on with that glacier? And it's saying that in terms of a foundation, and I'm going to go ahead and get kind of set up a little better here. It's saying that we have a 7 of Wands, and I'm going to go ahead and set that right there, and then I am going to go ahead and let me just get that. 1 second. Okay, so this is it's the top of the mountain. So in some ways, you know, the glacier, the ice, it's as far as it's going to go, okay? And it's going to be knocked down. And obviously we're seeing that. So we're seeing some action, okay? And so that's a 7 of Wands. And then the next card is an 8 of Pentacles. And then, so the 8 of Pentacles is going to be, you know, it's going to be a lot of hard work. I'm going to just go ahead and grab that. It's going to be a lot of hard work for, you know, over the years. This was masterfully, in terms of the buildup, it was masterfully built up, the ice, okay? The question is why? Why did the ice need to be built up? What was the need? What was the drive? Well, you know, that's an interesting question, that goes back to, are we parallel universes? Are we multidimensional? And the the truth is that I don't think any of us know. And for instance, you get into the Bermuda Triangle, and it's like magic. Well, guess what card we have next? We have the magician. It is like a form of sleight of hand in a way, that this ice and this process of where was Antarctica at one time, where is it now? Was it a sleight of hand? And that's interesting, because this card is wanting to kind of pull both questions into the same place. And so, I'll take it. I mean, I started to do this reading with the Gaia Tarot, and I just wasn't getting anything really that was resembled, reality. So I was just like, I don't think this is for the Gaia. This isn't the right reading for this particular. But what we get next is a major arcana. Now, this is going to be our anchor card. That somehow the process of Antarctica and the ice and it breaking away, it is functioning in strength, just as it is meant to function. And, well, the projection is that we're going to see sea level rise. That places people go right now for their coastal enjoyment are likely going to be underwater. And our things shift, plates shift, land shifts. But I think we're about to see some major change. And so the question was, did this about Antarctica and this glacier breaking away? This card suggests that yes, in fact, right now that this is happening, and it's happening with some authority and strength. Okay. And then we get the World card, where we have this, that it is going to impact all of us. There's not one that isn't going to be impacted by this strength that Antarctica presents to us, okay? And so we get the World card. There will not be a location on this planet that is not impacted by what's coming. And my dog just... she just did a camera view. She loves her daddy, and her daddy opened the door, and if she sees her daddy, she has to go to him. And right now he's working out of we work from home due to COVID. So and what this change is going to create in that sense, in terms of relationships to the planet, to life itself, is illusion and delusion. And I am going to let her outside. All right, so at this time, us thinking that that where we're at, that we can continue business as usual. I kind of like this card, the illusion and delusion card, under the circumstances. And underneath our foundation, you can see that the relationships, that there's that Mercury process going on, that mixing, that toasting of cups. So something is emerging from Antarctica that is almost as if it's an awakening, okay? And in view of the Aquarius age, the fact that we've gone through this massive stellium, and the ice sheet is breaking up right now, but leads me to believe that we're about to be exposed to some truth about really where we are and who we are. So, and again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spread the cards out again, and I'm just going to ask the cards just a brief question about the map. Is this map, this Piri Reis map, Spirit, is this map a legitimate map? I'm not going to worry about the dates. I'm just going to ask, and I'm going to go ahead and clear the deck. Is this map a legitimate map? Is this Piri Reis map truly a depiction of Antarctica previous to there being ice and it being connected to South America? I'm just not going to worry about the dates, because maybe the dates are, who knows? We don't have enough accounts of anything to be sure of it, and the things we think we're sure of, I think we need to not be so sure of. So, information. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut 3 times. And I'm just simply going to ask the crow to tell us about the Piri Reis map. It does appear that the calving is real and we are maybe experiencing the realities of the strength. Okay, so what you got is the Four of Pentacles. I would say right off the bat, the four corners, there's something about that map. Timeline maybe doesn't matter, but the map probably, yes, it's real. But let's just go ahead and ask the cards. Okay, so Queen of Pentacles, you know, the luxuries of it, right? So let's stick this card. I'll do this like this again because that worked, okay? That's our foundation. And then we get the Queen of Pentacles, you know, that it's a fairly, that yes, this map was something of a luxury that only those who had the ability to actually have, you know, you had to have access. Okay, so my flashcard got full. So what we have is the Queen of Pentacles, right? So it's fairly, you know, it's been around. So and basically the heartbreak has been the believability of it, because, well, there's probably some things that are not exactly accurate. Now, did he drop into a parallel universe? Well, you know, here's the anchor card of Five of Swords. He saw something, he thought something, he experienced something, and this led him to an alternative reality in some ways, and it very much changed some of the things that he was about, right? I mean, just think about that. If he did venture into a parallel universe, really, how exciting and how unusual is that? Or if in fact Antarctica was at that time connected to South America, how interesting is that? No matter what, we have a mystery here, okay? And then we have connected to this, let's see, that is just look at this card again, a 5. Okay, so that's that divineness or divine discontent or whatever. We've got this 3 of cups, you know, so he was bringing forward information to us, the people, that maybe dimensionally or otherworldly wasn't available. He was allowed to see something we were not allowed to see, okay? And in a way, this is, wow, really interesting. It led him to an 8 of Swords moment. I'm going to go ahead and continue this reading, but put the spoiled child back up on the bed. Anyway, so basically, it led to him being tied up by his own doing. So in other words, you know, by him producing this map, and that map coming forward, he had that created issues for him, which, you know, think about it, you know, he's on the bleeding edge, okay? He's coming out and he's saying, oh, people, I forgot to put my microphone back on, gosh darn it. Anyway, and underneath the foundation card, you have the Tower. So for Piri Reis, I would say that this map and the bringing this information forward wasn't exactly something that came without consequences. And with that, please do hit the like, share, and subscribe button. And I'm going to do this one as chapters today. Oops, I went way too far. Okay, so I'm going to do this as chapters today. And so you can, if you choose to, not watch the additional video that I'm going to put on the end. But I would ask that you please hit the like, share, and subscribe button and join myself and my lovely co-reader, Pearl Rowland, over on www.twiggie.com, where we have a good variety of reports. We have tarot and astrology, and our emphasis is going to be shadow work. It is we have spent a good deal of time doing our own shadow work, and that is really what we specialize in. So, you know, with all of this crazy chaos and the stellium going on, please do join us. Pearl has recently enrolled in astrology school. So she just started her education, and mine, I'm well into it. So with that, thank you very much for joining us here today.